This is exciting. This is the new Mini Cooper Electric. I've really been looking forward to driving this car, largely because, take a look at it. It looks fantastic. I reckon this is as good an iteration of a modern Mini as we have ever seen. I'm really looking forward to driving it. We're at the international launch in Barcelona. We're going to be driving it on some of those typical Spanish roads. And the reason I'm so excited is because I think a city-focused car like this makes a hell of a lot of sense when you put an electric powertrain underneath it. Keep in mind, the video that you're watching, some of the specifications you're going to see are a little bit different to Australia. It's the Mini Cooper Electric. We're getting it in the third quarter of 2024. Let's hit the road and take a closer look at it. The new electric Cooper uses an all-new electric car-focused platform co-developed by Mini and Chinese car giant GWM and is built in China. The most affordable version of the new electric Mini costs nearly $11,000 less than the previous electric Mini, $53,990 plus on-road costs, and crucially, it is the most affordable the electric Mini has ever been. The range-topping SE starts from $58,990 before on-road costs. The entry-level Cooper E uses a 135 kilowatt, 290 Newton-metre electric motor and 40.7 kilowatt-hour battery for a 0 to 100 km/h time of a claimed 7.3 seconds and 305 kilometres WLTP driving range. The Cooper SE steps up to a 160 kilowatt, 330 Newton-metre front electric motor and 54.2 kilowatt-hour battery for 0 to 100 km/h time in a claimed 6.7 seconds and a claimed WLTP range of 402 kilometres. The new low and high grade electric Minis can fast charge from 0 to 80% in 28 and 30 minutes respectively, thanks to maximum charging power of 75 kilowatts for the Cooper E and 95 kilowatts for the Cooper SE. There's no doubt that the cabin is tight. This is a city-focused car after all. Consider the second row then as occasional use only and not a place you want adults to sit for long road trips. The highlights of the cabin for me is twofold. Clever use of materials means that it presents well, but the full-screen central display is so much smarter to look at and use than the old system. It does, of course, facilitate Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but there's more real estate to display more information and it makes better use of the space. The driving position is also good, with excellent visibility in every direction. I'll tell you something that's really interesting with city cars, boot capacity. But before we get to that, check out those tail lights. That's the new version of the Union Jack tail light. I love it. Let us know what you think. I think what it really does, you walk around to the back of the new Mini Cooper Electric and you go, yep, that is the new car because that's the all-new design. Now, onto the boot capacity. For some of you who are buying a city car, or if it's your primary vehicle that you own and you do everything with it, boot space is critical. For others, it doesn't really make a difference. You just want the car regardless of how much space it's got. Now, of course, with the Cooper, you can pop those seats down and obviously remove this shelf if you need to, but with that back seat up, 200 litres of boot space. For me, I think if I'm buying this primarily as a city car, that's fine. That boot's absolutely fine. Let us know what you think though in the comments section below. 200 litres, is it enough? Or do you want more space in the boot of your city car? Now, I'll tell you one other thing that's really cool about these tail lights as well. Yes, they're Union Jack and they're obviously that, but they're customizable from the menu inside the car, as are the lights at the front of the vehicle. So you can customize what the appearance looks like and how much of the light you get to see and what it does. This is standard on the cars we're testing here at international launch. Got the fingers crossed. I hope they leave that as part of the specification for the car when it lands in Australia. You'd think the most important response you have to driving a Mini is fun, and the electric Cooper is just that. It's a hoot at any speed on any road, with the ride quality the most surprising factor. The fact that it weighs between 1,540 kilograms and 1,605 kilograms depending on spec is well hidden by the suspension system that managed to iron out the type of country road surfaces you would find in most parts of Australia. There are driving modes to explore, but even in the most efficient mode, the Cooper didn't feel slow, but the soundtrack that accompanies the fastest go-kart mode is a highlight and delivers some of that classic Mini engagement. A longer test on local roads awaits, but on face value, the new electric Mini Cooper looks the part, is fun to drive, and positions itself as a clever city car. Well, if you can't tell, I really like this Mini Cooper Electric. I think it makes a hell of a lot of sense. As I said at the start, I think a city-focused vehicle with an electric powertrain is obviously onto a winning formula, because the majority of you aren't going to drive that far out of town if you are largely city-based. So I really like it. I think it's a fantastic thing to drive. Really impressed with a couple of things: comfort inside the cabin, noise suppression as well, and bump absorption. The ride quality is really, really good. And then of course there's the design. I reckon you're looking at this car thinking, that looks absolutely fantastic, and it looks exactly like a Mini should look. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit like if you've enjoyed the video. Click on subscribe so you stay up to date with all of Drive's latest video content, and the full review, that's over at Drive.com.au.